Did you know that being child-centered and being interest-centered are two different things? Interesting that the Loudoun County School Board noted that on yesterday in their grand jury report addressing the assaults of two underage students at their high school. They noted that the district, let's see specifically what they said, the district was looking out for its own interests instead of the best interests of its students. And as of this morning, that school superintendent has been fired. Has been fired. Now, there is a lot of talk these days around child safety and child safeguarding, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Here's the downside of that not everyone talking about child safety is talking about it so that the needs of children can be centered. Because there are some people who are indeed personal mission centered, personal interest centered, as the grand jury pointed out. Now, being child safety centered means at all times having the best interests of children in mind. You are not doing anything to further your own personal interests, your personal, teachings, that type of thing. You're doing whatever you're doing, you're trying to make sure that children are safe, they're heard, they're happy, they're healthy. Not so that, hey, people can see that this group or that group is better than this group or that group, which, it devolves into, these debates devolve into. So one of the ways that we can keep from having those type of debates is to have set criteria, set boundaries, set agreements on background checks, set standards, set legislation, set rules that everyone, no matter who you are, no matter what door you came into this from, we all are being held to the same standards. We all are putting the best interests and needs of children first. Every single one of us, no matter where we came from before that moment, all of us have been background checked. All of us, uh, 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 all of us are listening to children. All of us are asking whether or not children feel safe at every moment and understand what safety is and that they have a right to it. They have a right to be safe. Children have a right to be safe. And to make sure that we're in line with that, we are asking children, do you feel safe? Did you feel safe? Did you understand? Were you confused? Were you scared? Were you happy? Were you joyful? Asking children and listening to them and putting them first. We all have personal interests and ways that we show up in the world. Every single one of us. Every single one of us. What we do set is that every single one of us has set agreements that we follow at all times. At all times, because that's what's in the best interest of the children. We are listening to the children. We are always listening to the children. That's what people who are child safety centered do. They're always listening to the children and conveying that back and making sure that we're making sure that every single child is safe at once. Every single child is safe at the same time. We can do that. All right, abundant blessings.